Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. Today we're taking off from a disclosed location. That's right. This is a building that I've been working on for a while that I always call it the building from hell. 24 fire sprinkler systems. That's right, I did not stutter. There's 24 fire sprinkler systems on each side of this building. Are risers that go on and on and on. And the problem that this building is having is they keep having pinhole leaks in their pipes. So you've seen all those videos that I've been making with the repair clamps. Well, this is where it's at. So I took my drone to work one day, so if the boss is watching, I did take this video at break time on my own time. So no work was lost on this day. But you can see that I was very curious to see how big this building is from the air. So if you talk about real estate, boy, does this place have a lot of real estate. They have the old offices in the front and the big old warehouse in the back. And if this place looks familiar to you in Lathrop, California, this is the old Del Monte plant. That's right. You ever heard of Del Monte, the canned food? Yeah, you've heard of it. They do canned vegetables and canned fruits. Del Monte. So they moved away and another company moved in that just ships stuff in and out. But I think that Del Monte used to pack a lot of stuff here. So they used to pack cans of stuff. But I'm not really sure if they just did a lot of shipping. I'm not sure, but for some reason I think they did do a lot of canning because there's all kinds of old mechanical equipment still here that's not in use. But you can see that they added a whole bunch of skylights, and they're actually gonna install 24 new fire sprinkler systems. That's right, they bought this building and they did not get a proper, I guess you call, independent audit of their fire sprinkler system. Yeah, an inspector should have inspected their fire sprinkler system, but they bought the building as is, and boy, did they really get a lemon. That's right, their fire sprinkler system is just rotted out, and now somebody's going to be in here for, I would probably say, how long does it take to install 24 fire sprinkler systems? I'm just guessing that that's probably about a year job. Excuse me, I'm yawning as I'm talking. That's not good, but I would say whoever comes here, and I would say almost a year worth of work or even more, because they're going to have to tear 24 fire sprinkler systems out. So I don't know how that works if they're going to do one system at a time, because I don't think you're allowed to have a whole building like this without fire protection. But you can see on this side of the building they have railroad tracks that run all along the side of it, and you can see those fire sprinkler systems going into the building. And they have the trains that still show up there, and they load them up full of canned goods. So this place still has a lot of, I want to call it tomatoes and chicken broth and refried beans. They have a lot of stuff in there, but you can see that the graffiti artists, they like to put their tag on the side of those railroad tracks. So they make it all the way across the country with their name on it, or I don't know if it's their name or what, but they always tag stuff. But yeah, there's a good look at all those skylights and the roof here has been leaking a little too, so the whole building is not that old. I do believe that this building was built in 1990, so at least that's what the fire sprinkler system is. So the fire sprinkler's not even that old. I would say 30 plus years. And yeah, they are going to redo all these fire sprinkler systems. And there's the old pump house. There's 2 fire sprinkler pumps. They have an electric pump and a diesel pump. So right here, I came home and gave you a little thumbs up, but I got that drone back in the air for a quick little shot because I wanted to see some of these truckers in action because they are the star of the show. If you ever see a trucker, try not to cut them off. They really spend a lot of time away from home, and no one's getting rich being a trucker, that's for sure. But these guys, they are the heroes of this world. So that's, well, how I feel about truckers. I really think that they are the heroes, the unsung heroes, because, yeah, they don't get home very often, and they got kids that are being raised by mama. So there they are. That's old I-5. I-5 goes from probably all the way to Mexico to Washington State, maybe even into Canada. But there's a good look at how big that building is. And when I inspect that, I have to walk pretty much every single square foot of this building, look at every sprinkler and look at every hanger and test every valve. So whenever I do an inspection here, boy, that takes probably about a week, because you got all the PIV valves in the front. You got to test all the control valves on each, and every drain valve and every inspector's test valve. So there's just so much work here, and I am very grateful for that work. But boy, when you're doing it, it just seems a little overwhelming because there's just so much square footage here. And yeah, I did all my corrections last year, so this inspection this year went pretty good. There was a couple minor things, but nothing to write home about. But right across the road is Tesla and In-N-Out Burger, so I thought I would take you over to In-N-Out Burger real quick. And this is called the In-N-Out Burger University. I had to fly up a little higher because of all that electrical there. But if you take a closer look right here, you will see the Tesla building and In-N-Out, and that's In-N-Out University. So if you work for In-N-Out, you probably come to Lathrop and get a little schooling. And their trucks are always nice and clean. So all those trucks, well, they go all over California. They load them up and move them out to all over Northern California. I'm sure they have a plant in Southern California just like this. But you can see the old palm trees with the cross. That's an In-N-Out signature to have palm trees in front of their businesses, and especially the crisscross of the palm trees right in the front. You can see they have those crisscross palm trees, kind of like a Mad, Mad, Mad World, an old movie that used to have the crisscross palm trees. There was a race around the world, and people were trying to find the money under a giant X, and they finally found the money underneath a couple palm trees that were tied in an X like that. So anyway, I thought I would show you the In-N-Out corporate distributing location, and right next to that is Tesla. That's right, Elon Musk and his electric cars and electric batteries. They don't make electric cars here. They make big electric batteries for what? I don't know. But You do see Tesla cars here, but mostly the big batteries that they make, these portable batteries. And I don't think they're very portable, but yeah, Tesla is a money making, and boy, I don't see how much money they can make, because it just seems like they just spend money. He just made a big old plant in Texas that's huge, but there's a Tesla plant right there, and this plant is Tesla. So Tesla is a good renter of buildings in Lathrop. Now, I know that Elon Musk probably doesn't own these buildings. He's pretty smart. He owns his own buildings, but he rents a lot of buildings. So he's keeping the city of Lathrop, California, well, he's keeping the coffers full. But you can see all around here in Lathrop, it is the city of industry, like South San Francisco. Just a whole bunch of, I want to call it, industrial buildings. And a lot of them are full. Like a lot of companies around here in Tracy and stuff, there's a lot of empty buildings. But Lathrop, you can see all the way out there, they're building houses left and right. And they are not slowing down on building houses. So Lathrop's not a big town, but the houses are outrageous. And if you go into the Bay Area, well, the traffic is already booked up at like 4 in the morning from all these people traveling that far. Well, now I'm just rambling a little bit about Lathrop, California, but you can see where that's all Tesla. Those buildings you see is Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. So buy some stock in Tesla or sell your stock in Tesla. It's going to be boom or bust. I don't know. Well, like I said, this was break time, so it's time for me to get back to work. So as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Lathrop 24 fire sprinkler system adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.